Ideally, we are using Bitbucket and the Bamboo integration suite with the Atlassian at MSA.
Mm-hmm.
So as I and Frank agreed on some standard, how we want to use Git and Atlassian suite and what practice we need to follow, that I am presenting with you.
Mm-hmm.
So daily use in Git, we use Git add, Git commit, Git push, and Git pull. When we want to add any file to Git repository, we say Git add. After doing every changes we want to commit to the remote repository, we say Git commit. And at the end finalize, we want to commit all the changes we did in a local repository to the remote repository, we say Git push. And ideally, before we leave desk, we say Git push. So whatever changes we did, we used to commit with the Bitbucket, and then we
Okay.
create the branch that I will show you. After
Okay.
creating branch, we create the pull request and just take to Frank. So Frank take a look on the code, and if he thinks everything's cool, he will say Git merge to the branch. Before coming to
Okay.
desk, I say Git pull. So whatever changes my team has did, that comes as updated to my branch in a local repository. So
Okay.
ideally, we use only 4 commands in daily uses of Git, but uh, would like to explain that what are the other options available in the Git that we can use with the Bitbucket and that can be commonly used with us in the MSA. So,
Mm-hmm.
so ideally, whatever working directory we create in a local repository, which stays in this diagram, if you can see, working directory. Whatever stage changes we do and fix, that can be go to commit. And ideally, everything checkout of the project can be from the Git directory or repository to your working directory. So this is just three staging area Git protocol has: working directory, staging area, and your Git repository. So working directory stays at my VM. So I say Windows machine, whatever changes I do over here. So staging area stays where I do my changes and commit my to my local machine. But when I say Git push, it goes to the Git remote repository where entire code base stays.
Okay.
Let's start with some of the basic. So if I want to create the repository, I just create the directory, say mkdir, and go into that cd repository and say git init and say git commit. So I did git init, that will create the initial repository for the Git protocol. When I say git commit, whatever changes I did that I want to commit. So this is, for example, I say --- allow empty commit -m and init, and that will be go to the remote repository. So this is all from fundamental to whatever we do at the production, whatever command we use, I have been covered. So it can help to others also.
Mm-hmm.
So if I did something, then I want to check the status. What can be a status of my command? So I say git status. It will give me whatever changes I made to the specific repository. If I say all the compile time, runtime, temporary files, staging files, I use Vim or Emacs tool, whatever temp file it creates that we don't want to commit to a repository, but we require in daily programming lifestyle. So those files we can say git add .git ignore and add all the files. For example, one of the example I can show with this commit in the one repository like Parley. So in a git ignore file, I add everything over here that, for example, .log file, I don't want to commit even though I add that file. So automatically whatever extension and you add like a editor temporary files .swift file and .til file. So this all the file whatever you add in git ignore file, that will not commit or that will not push over there. So that we consider to put in the git ignore file.
How to get access to this GitHub?
No, this is example. I will help you out to get access to Bitbucket that MSA has. But this is example because as I said earlier, Git is a protocol. The client we are using
Okay.
is GitHub and Bitbucket, but you will get access to Bitbucket. That I will help you
Okay.
out later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I don't know, something's creepy with the Zoom. I can't change the page, but let me say it again.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever changes we want to do as an index in a cool way. So if I say git add -p, so basically Git helps you to track the changes in a version controlling system as we were working with the SVN earlier. And whatever changes you made to your code that you want to track. For example, if my team is working with 5 engineers and whatever changes they are making, I want to track. So for example, whatever mistake I did from last 1 week and I want to go back before whatever 8 week I did. So I can just say git rebase to this commit on this day. So it helps to track the code changes and everything. So when I say git add -p, it will exactly give me the changes I did in which file, how many lines I edited, how many lines I removed, and in which file, which line the what changes had been made. But git add dot will automatically track the modified and updated changes to specific repository. So what will happen in entire directory, for example, let's take any sample example I do have, like Parlay. So inside that, if I go to
It's
the,
not. It's not visible.
is it?
It's not visible, Jason. It was blocked. Now it's gone.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's starting. Yes. Oh, right now I can see.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I'm saying
partly.
I just want to give you the basic example with the Git protocol. So for
Okay.
example, if I change something in a setup.py file, okay, for example, I'm trying to remove the one statement and saving that file. Now, when I do git status, it says means something is modified over here, okay, modified setup.py. So same thing, you want to edit, okay. So ideally, the entire repository, as you can see everything over here, okay, entire
Mm-hmm.
project. Um, you can add specific file by saying like git add setup.py, okay. But it may be possible in entire project we are not changing or editing one file. There are a couple of files and we don't want to go individually, like say git add this file and this file, okay. So there is one command called git add dot. So git add dot will track all the changes made in entire repository. It can be modified, it can be removed, it can be added new file. So whatever track the repository made, the changes if you want to track, you say git add and dot.
Okay.
And if I say git add -a, it will add everything. So that is a difference.
Okay.
Let me give you example by saying git add -p. So it will give me this description, difference between Git protocol, A setup pi and B setup pi. The earlier version it was, right? So it's saying that
Yes.
in A, some of the files line of code has been removed, and plus plus says over here some of the lines added earlier, but it is not there. So this is a code difference it made, and it says you in red color that this is the changes this commit has. So now
Okay.
the stage you want to hunk or no. If I say yes, it will hunk the changes. So now if I say get status, it will show me this file is modified in a green color. And it's
Yep.
not only modified, but I am added to the stage. So now if I want to commit, there is a will take later, but you got the point, right? How it can be done.
Yes.
Yeah. So whatever save changes we want to make, we need to say git commit. So as I said in first presentation slide, there is only 4 command that we need to use daily life. So git add, git commit, git push, and git pull. There are other options available in 4 primary commands that is like -v, -p, and -m. So
Yes.
-v is obviously say you that you want to verbose the commit. -p will give you the patch description, whatever changes you made in terms of description. So before you commit, you will get to know what changes this commit has. For example, git commit -p. So it gives you description in the commit. This is a file has been changed and everything. So if you want to view before you do some changes or before you push to your remote repository,
Okay.
git commit -v. It also gives the description in such a way that what are the files has been changed and what are the component has been changed. If you can see in green color, it displays you this is the changes over here. And it also gives some successor and predecessor lines. So you will able to recognize where changes has been made.
Okay.
And git commit m is simple without saying anything. Git commit m, and it requires some over here message string. Like I say, changes made to setup.py file. Okay.
Okay.
Then enter. So it says one file change, one deletion made, and whatever you can see over here, 84D4673, that is a hash key
Okay.
for individual commit.
Okay.
I will show you in Bitbucket how we use later, so you will get to know, and we'll share the entire presentation and everything with you later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is same example I have given you in a practical, that if I'm changing this file, what will happen? And when I say git add -p, how it shows the page description you changed again earlier.
Okay.
Now, if you want to browse the history, what people are doing changes in the Git repository, you say git log. So you'll get to know this is commit I made on this date, this changes. Again, these people did these changes. So whatever commit I do on specific repository, you will get to know
This
according.
is within the local repository, right?
Yeah, within the repository. You go inside repository by CD, and then you, otherwise it will throw error if there is nothing like log found. So we are inside repository and we are getting the output. This is a sample Git repository I'm going to show you. But in
Okay.
MSA, what are repository, how we use Bitbucket, that I will give introduction later. But commands and everything will be same. There's nothing different.
Okay.
Yeah. So to help see, for example, over here in given example, there is like 50 commits. But if like there are 50 branch, and you can also say git branch, okay. So it shows you 2 branches are there. You say git branch -a. It will show you all the remote branch and local branch together by saying git branch -a. But the star, if you can see documents and star, it says you are on this branch right now. If you want
Yes.
to change to branch, you just say git checkout and master. Okay. So switch to branch master. Your branch is ahead of these 7 commits you need to push. So Git is very smart. The protocol will say you that this is changing you made, you need to do this by messages only.
Okay.
So git log color As I said earlier, right now we have only 50 commits, but if you have 100 of commit per day, you need to visualize the commits by graph and on one line uh, decoration. So there are commands that you provide as an argument to git log, git color and git color graph and color graph in one line. Either color graph one line and decorated, it will give you the example. I have the presentation over here. So when I say git log color graph, it gives all the commit in a description without saying everything else. So if Pushkar want to see what Chetan has did commit for yesterday, you say this command and you view the description and the hash key. By clicking
I'm
on
not.
hash,
I'm not able to see anything if you are typing or if you're showing something.
can you see my
Uh,
presentation or no?
it was hanged right now.
Oh. Now?
Yeah, it is coming.
Yeah, so
Yes, now it is
when
coming.
I'm switching back to my console and the presentation, it's something happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me go back where I was. So I think we were here, right? I showed you this.
Yeah.
So now browse the history. Git log command will help you to browse the history.
Yes.
And as I told earlier, these are the other options to visualize the git commit of other people. For example, Chetan
Yes.
is doing some commit, and if Pushkar want to review those commit by visualization, you just say git log color and graph. So you will get to know all the commit in a list over here
Okay.
with description. So you will get to know. If I say second command graph one line, so it will say me. If you take a look on the second line, I'm saying head branch master originate got over their first commit, right? So when
Yeah.
I do some commit, I raise some PR, pull request, and reviewer like Pushkar or Frank going to say git branch, and they want to accept the changes I did and try to merge all changes to specific branch. That is known here or here. So head is pointing to master and master is pointing to head over here. So
Okay.
ideally we keep some of the branch. For example, in GitHub, you say origin slash master branch uh, is the branch where everything changes made are production ready and stable. In Bitbucket, we have branch named development. So whatever goes to development are production ready. So if reviewer like Frank and Puskar is reviewing my code in a pull request and saying those changes are accepted and trying to say git merge, when they merge my changes to the master branch or the development branch, they are accepting all the changes made to the code base are production ready. But
Okay.
we can also create other branches like a QA branch or staging branch, whatever we want to create. But whatever we say git merge to this master branch or the development branch must be production ready as per the Git protocol standard practice. But people can
Okay.
use different practice as they wish.
Okay.
Um, so you can also provide regex to after that and get specific format pipeline like this. Browse the history and with the style.
Okay.
Sorry. So save changes remotely. So as I told earlier, whatever changes you do, it stays only to your local machine in a Git version
Yes.
control. But when you
Yes.
say Git push, at the same time, you are pushing your code changes to the remote branch. So for the same, the command we use is git remote add origin, and this is a uh, Git URL that you will be able to get by um, GitHub or Bitbucket. I will show you later how to get this link. It's easy when you click on the absolute hyper URL, it will be there only.
Okay.
And then you say git push -u origin master. So origin is a keyword pointing to the origin Git repository. Master is the branch name.
Okay.
I will show you one practical how we do changes. But this is for your reference and keep in presentation.
Okay.
So, and get them back. So whatever changes you are making, you want to get back, right? For example, I did some changes to my SQL query, and now Pushkar want to get back. So there are two commands. So one is a git fetch, which will fetch everything, and then you say whatever changes I made, you got in a git fetch. You want to say git merge to your origin branch called master. That can be done over here, but that can also be done in single command by saying git pull and hyphen hyphen ff over here.
Okay.
So it varies how we use git, but same thing can be done with hyphen hyphen ff and first git fetch and git merge to the branch called origin master.
Okay.
And branching, so you can create new branch, you can also check out to branch. So git branch, create the branch, git checkout is going to that branch, okay? Or better, in single command you say git checkout hyphen b, a branch name. So you got the point, right, over here?
Yes.
Yeah, so you say git checkout hyphen b and this. So this command does assume there is no branch or new feature, but you are creating and you are doing checking out. Earlier command assume there is no branch or new feature, but git branch new feature will create the branch, and git checkout this branch will go inside the branch.
Okay.
But ideally you come back to master and then create. Otherwise, what will happen if you are inside the a new feature and again saying git branch, then it will create the this branch inside that branch in a form of tree structure.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I said earlier, I have created the pull request. Pull request says the changes difference between your branch and the development branch or the production ready branch, where everything is there, which is production ready. But whatever changes you are making, that difference can be, you can create the pull request. So after you create the pull request, for creating pull request, there's no need to, I don't know, this pull request, there's no need to create the use any command, but you just go to client and say create pull request. We'll show you that.
Okay.
So git checkout master. So I'm going to master branch, as I told earlier, and saying git merge a new feature branch with the master by this command, git merge a new feature.
Okay.
So cleanup behind us. So whatever cleanup we want to do, like the whatever changes we made to the specific branch got exactly merged with the production ready branch called development branch or master branch. So ideally, after going to say git merge master branch, all the cleanup we should have to do by saying deleting branch locally safely. Again, delete branch remotely. So when I want to delete branch locally, I say git branch hyphen d and the branch name. And when I want to delete branch remotely, I say git push origin and the branch name.
Okay.
So again, if you understand the same thing, whatever changes we made in local branch, we need to commit over there. Same thing. First command speaks like git branch hyphen d branch name. After this command, that branch will get deleted. So now you need to inform to the remote repository that this branch you have been deleted and you want to delete over there too. So you say git push origin, a new feature branch, whatever changes you did, that you say push to origin. Because after origin, you only provide the branch name. Like earlier I said git push hyphen u origin master. Master is the branch name.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here. Yeah, bonus, like you can use single command to achieve everything. You say git branch hyphen hyphen got merge master branch pipe, again provide grep hyphen b master branch where x argument number of 1, so you will get exactly this branch, master, and then you say git branch -d. So same thing can be achieved in this way also.
Okay.
Browse the history of a file. As I showed you earlier, git log will show you the history of the specific git repository. But you say I want to export that git repository to specific file. So you can say ---- follow and path to the specific file. Okay.
Yep.
You can browse the history of lines, like in a coding standard, the lines of code. I say git log -l speaks about line, first column +10 line, and export this to file of JSON.
Okay.
Browse the history of methods and function and classes. So you say git log -l method name and path to the file. So specific method, for example, get UPC code. That method has some changes. You want to track all the changes from the method. I can't go. So,
Okay.
and those changes you want to export to your file. Okay.
Method names are like add, delete, right?
No, method name, like for example, I'm using something Scala file, Java file, Python file. So we create the function, right? Function are methods.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, simple Java class has 5 method to function, and all changes you made for specific to the method and function you want to track to all the class. You say, I don't want to see the entire class changes what made. I want to see what changes you are making to this specific function or the classes. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So that keyword you provide over here, method name, this method name. Okay.
Yep.
So browse the history of the method, function, and classes. You can also use the some kind of Linux commands, which Git protocol supports. I say in a slash git config file, in a code, attribute file is this. Difference I want to see in a Scala language only. So whatever entire repository has a Scala files, it will go inside that. It will find X function name. The function name is definition, object, class, or trait in Scala, ends, and in a git attribute file. And again, you say star.scala, all the Scala files, difference equal to Scala. So this is a way to do. I think we are not using any more of this, but it consists because it can help if required.
Okay.
And now if you think you did 10 commits, and then after some time you realize some commit by hash ID you want to merge to master branch, not everything.
Yes. Yep.
So there are two ways. People say squeeze merge. Squeeze merge. So squeeze merge can squeeze all the commits, okay, and find latest update from the commit file, and then it go to the master branch and merge. But there are other way. I think people use this way only, squeeze merge. You say git merge squeeze and the branch name like master. But the other way, as I told you, from for example, this commit changes came over here in the feature branch to master branch. So earlier, this two branches there, master and feature. So feature branch has some changes over here, right? That you want to move to the production ready branch over here. So if you want to move that, either use the git merge, squeeze merge, or you use the cherry pick, like it came over here. So you say git out master branch and say git cherry pick specific commit hash ID. So that commit will move or try to say, you can say git merge to the master branch. So those changes made in the specific commit went to the production ready branch master.
Okay.
move to a branch after I have started working, right? So like I did some commit changes and I went for some tea or coffee, and then I thought, shit, what I did. Now I need to reset my changes, right? So for the same, you say git commit hyphen m stuff, and then you went somewhere for 1 hour in meeting or whatever it is, and then you say git branch new feature. So it will create the branch called new feature. But now you said no, whatever commit I did for that master branch I want to do in the this branch, new feature branch that I have created, right? So you need to go back by saying git reset hyphen hyphen hard head step 1. So you went back the earlier changes you made. Now again come here in the branch you created by saying git branch new feature. In the branch new feature, you again do some changes and then you say git add and say git commit. So it will make the changes in this branch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mark this point as the new branch, and you can define the master branch also. I think.
Okay.
Okay. It's not there. It will be next slide. Undo, right? You did something and you regret that you did something wrong change, right? So git
Yep.
has command like regret hyphen hyphen hard. In hyphen hyphen
Okay.
step, it will ask you yes, no, or like that. But hyphen hyphen hard, it won't ask you.
Got it.
And the reference I have been provided git regret command. I'm in the project under the git protocol. So if you want to read more commands and more options for the same, you can go ahead and just link the URL.
Okay.
Undo that. Over here I said undo what you want to do undo, but use a specific undo, right? I don't want to say everything you do undo, right? So you say delete the changes to the working directory. So you say git reset hyphen hyphen hard, and then you say restore a file to its last committed version to this file. So git checkout and specific file. So all changes made to specific file will get reset only. Also, other options like delete the changes to the working directory. Command is git reset hyphen hyphen hard. Restore a file to its last committed version. You say git checkout to specific file. Although you can use git checkout command to the branch. And edit last local commit message. You say git commit hyphen hyphen amend. So you can edit the last local commit message also. Like
Okay.
commit message, we provide like git commit hyphen m, and in a string we provide the git commit message. But it is not only that you can't edit the code, but you can also edit the message also
Okay.
by saying git commit hyphen hyphen amend. And you can undo the last public commit by saying git revert head. And you can edit the last public commit message also by saying git commit hyphen hyphen amend, and you can say git push hyphen f speaks about you are pushing by force.